it appears that there's also scrutiny on TCS for delays in onboarding new recruits, especially from Maharashtra Labour Ministry.
Absolutely. So I think, we've all seen the kind of headcount challenges that IT
Absolutely.
companies are facing. We've seen the numbers
About
which have been
16,000 for
under
top
pressure.
three, cut down in the
Exactly.
quarter 2 of financial year 24.
Exactly. So I think the headcount is under pressure. This pressure emerging from overall financials, Q2 results, sort of, not really beating street expectations, a very tepid sort of Q2 earnings, and reports also coming that FY25 could also pretty much be a washout year for, for IT firms. And at a time like this, when TCS has just sort of emerged from the bribe for jobs scandal, so to speak, in which it has also fired its, the head of this body, the recruitment
agency.
sort of, cross-functional recruitment organization, inter-organization body, which attributes resources to particular projects. So I think it comes at a time when, in any case, there are so many pressures, and some pressures that the IT companies in general, TCS in particular, is emerging out of, but then not really standing up to the offers it has made, in fact, cancelling or withdrawing offer letters. And this has been noticed by the Labour Ministry in Maharashtra, and I think a notice has been sent to TCS to sort of respond to this.
All right. So TCS not the only company which is facing the heat, come to think of it. You briefly touched on the reduction in headcount, at least for the bellwether IT companies, to the tune of 16,000 employees in the second quarter financial year 24 itself. In a sense, pointing to a trend where there is a pause on hiring and there is an extra firing activity which is happening on a monthly basis.
So whether this is firing or whether this is quiet quitting, we don't really know yet. So I think
because the attrition rate is also constant.
The attrition rate is constant, right? So are people really resisting the working back from office? Are people, employees, really resisting going to office formally dressed when you've been pretty much in the comfort stroke discomfort, but this acclimatization of your known surrounding called your home for the last 3 years, and now returning to office, the pressures in any case with dwindling financials and with revenue being in question always. So there are added pressures. There is this return to office, don't work from home anymore, dress up for office, travel the distance from office, maybe return from your hometown and come back from your Janam Bhumi to your Karam Bhumi, seeing some sort of a resistance from employees, which is then through this quiet quitting stroke, mass layoffs, etc., adding more pressure on those who are there. And in the light of this, numbers not adding up, offer letters rolled out, getting recalled, getting cancelled. So overall, I think, even the IT bigwigs are at this moment perhaps treading with a little bit of caution, because we know US bond yields have crossed the threshold of 5%, and that is a sentimental sort of notional assumption that money is going to flow out of Indian markets and is going to flow into US Treasury bonds. If that happens, with bonds yielding more, discretionary spending in US, in Europe will take a further hit, and that could further dampen the earnings of Indian IT companies. So I think IT companies are also treading with caution, and employees, much like anything else right now, at some level could be construed as collateral damage in this wait and watch sort of a phenomenon.
Wouldn't be wrong to say IT firms are facing the heat at the moment,
Absolutely,
or perhaps bracing for a difficult time.
Absolutely, they are. And IT companies facing the heat is pretty much significant of India facing the heat, because we are a services-driven economy, not yet a manufacturing-driven economy. So service sector, IT majors taking a beating is pretty much being taken by India on its chin when it comes to our own growth.